We still do 7 NUFC Matters shows for free a week. But if you want to support the channel, there are a few ways of doing it. Hit the like button on each live broadcast or video. This helps the channel grow. Hit the subscribe button and select the all notifications option. Hit the thanks button to buy a super sticker. You can do this on the live chat too. You can also join our Patreon page or buy us a coffee at the link in all of our video descriptions below. We are also looking for sponsors. If you want our latest advertising rates and how you can get involved, then email John at nufcmatters1892@gmail.com. Thanks for watching.
Critics attack. It feels like I've been talking to myself again. But it's the only way you're ever gonna learn. You look back and it's all in the past. I'm dwelling on the thoughts I cannot say to you. If I don't say the words, then maybe it's not true. And it feels alright when they come and say to you, you're the only thing that makes us all believe.
Good evening, welcome along to a pre-recorded show. It is NUFC Matters, talking to Toon with Sid from Songs from the Attic. How are you, mate?
Slightly better than I was yesterday.
Oh, God, honestly, you probably didn't see the fans forum on Monday, but I
haven't seen it yet.
I was absolutely foaming, mate. And yeah, it's one of those. It was hard to take. It took a lot of getting used to that. For me, and it's very rare that I'll continue to go on and on about something as long as I have. But I just felt Newcastle were poor at the weekend. I just don't think they turned up. And I think, Eddie Howe was as probably disappointed as the 52,100 people who left the stadium at the weekend. But let's concentrate on the positives to start with. Newcastle are through as cup holders to the next round of the Carabao Cup. Since I last saw you, but 1-4-1 against Bradford.
We did, and I wasn't expecting that sort of demolition of Bradford, to be fair.
I like that word, demolition.
I said a really tight score, and they absolutely thrashed them. I mean, it could have been 7 or 8. I thought it was a terrific performance. And you can only beat what's out there, so let's not sort of get carried away too much. But first of all, big shout out to the Bradford fans for fantastic. That's the best away support I think I've seen in 5 years at the ground. I thought they were absolutely brilliant. We talked to a number of them in the pubs afterwards. They were class, really, really great. So good luck to them. Absolutely fantastic. It was just a terrific performance all round. Everybody was just about superb. I mean, Sula, I thought, was excellent. He was really, really good. Held the ball up. He's absolute blistering speed. I thought Big Joe was terrific with his 2 goals. Back to being goal Linton. Which I kept saying, probably to the irritation of those around us. Malik Chow was superb, and as I said last week, I had a go about him, saying that I've seen a couple of performances where I've not been impressed, but he was absolutely brilliant on Wednesday. He was really superb, so well done to him. Hopefully he's going to make me eat a huge slice of humble pie. It looks like it, so well done to him. Brilliant. And Botman was brilliant. Miley was excellent as well. And I said last week that I would sell Miley unless he's going to get regular football time or stick him out on loan. Because what's the point? You're 19 years of age. You want to play football. And he was brilliant. I thought Bruno was my man of the match. Bruno, I thought, was one of the best performances I've ever seen him have. And I thought the levels for Bruno to the rest of the players on the pitch was just stark. He was, little flicks here and there, through balls here and there. His vision was unbelievable. I mean, he was sort of next level. He was majestic on the park. So just brilliant to watch. Brilliant to watch. Great performance. Keeper, unlucky, was beaten by a worldie. And that was lovely to discover because we thought it was Andy Cole was the chant that they were singing. And I forgot his surname now.
Andy Cook. Andy Cook. Andy Cook.
So we were all trying to figure it out. We were all thinking, is that Andy Cole they're singing? It must be. There must be. And then when they announced him when he came on, and everyone went, there's a big around us because we couldn't figure it out. And he scored an absolute belter. And he's black and white. So
he's well done to him.
Yeah, well done to him. A memory that'll live with him for the rest of his life. It was a belter of a goalkeeper. Had no chance. The keeper had a good game. But yeah, it was a lovely night. Just fabulous. The draw was all right. You know, I mean, we're at home. I'd fancy us, I'd say until recently, I'd fancy us to beat anybody at home. And yeah, Spurs. I think we're gonna have Spurs literally twice in a week or something.
I think so, yeah.
We've got them on the 29th as well, haven't we? Both times at home. So that'll be interesting. But yeah, brilliant. I cannot knock it. As I say, I thought Chow was brilliant, but Bruno was just unreal. Yeah, unreal. And it just go back to Miley as well. Lovely to see him passing the ball forward. I don't mind if you make the odd mistake going forward. That's the whole point, isn't it? You're going to hit some passes which are going to split the defence, and sometimes they're going to be cut out. Fine, not a problem. Yeah, he got caught out at the end for the goal, but I'm not going to sort of wet my pants over that, you know. It was a great goal. Just these things happen. So yeah, terrific performance. Really enjoyable day.
Yeah, it was. It was. And I mean, I'll just reiterate what I've said on previous shows. Newcastle United did a professional job in a game which was a potential banana skin, which we spoke about last week. And I think we were just reflecting on those games gone by in recent seasons against Wimbledon, Tranmere, Birmingham. You know, there's
Cambridge.
three that I can name off the top of my head. Cambridge, of course, in Eddie Howe's very first season as Newcastle United manager. Games which were potential banana skins, and one, of course, Cambridge, which ended up being a banana skin, losing 1-0 at home. But we've overcome that particular banana skin very, very well. So on to Arsenal, I think we all went into it with a degree of confidence because of what we'd seen against Liverpool. B, I think after our show, you know, we were all very confident Thursday, Friday, Saturday after seeing Newcastle performance against Bradford. Yep. So I think, you know, I predicted a rather narrow 2-1 win. I think Gibble went for a 1-0 win. Most of the lads went 2-1, 1-0, 1-1. You know, there was an air of cautious optimism, it's probably best to say. But I would say that Arsenal, that is the best performance that Arsenal have put in. First of all, without bigging them up too much, it's the best performance they've put in at St James's Park for a long time. I've seen us demolished at Highbury and at the Emirates, and you know, Arsenal, you know, should play well at home, but at St James's Park they've really struggled. But that under Arteta, that's the best performance they've put in at SJP.
Yeah, I thought they were pretty good. I didn't think they were amazing. I have to say, I just thought they were pretty good. I thought they held possession really well. They had Nick Pope pulled off 3 fantastic saves, let's be honest. But I thought they just had a lot of possession and there was not loads going on, but they were just holding the ball. Our midfield got dominated, which was a real surprise. And I thought it all came down to the weird formation. I mean, I couldn't understand the 5 at the back thing at home. I don't want to see it. It's so negative. And then suddenly go to 4 and seeing Dan Burn at left back. I thought we'd left those days behind. Dan Burn is not a left back. In my personal opinion, he would be my starting left centre half because he's not done anything wrong to have Botman dispossess him of the role yet. In my opinion, I know others disagree and think that it should be Chow and Botman, and that's absolutely fine. But for me, at the minute, he's not put a foot wrong. The ball's in his court, pardon the pun, and he should be the centre half with somebody obviously on whoever's on the right. But he's not a left back, and he was getting done. He was in weird positions. He was up the pitch loads. I don't know if you noticed that. He was like playing attacker half the time. It was really weird. I couldn't fathom the formation structure at all. And as I say, I thought Big Joe was sort of all right at times. The wingers were poor. You know, I thought Murphy was playing more as a fullback. I thought Anthony Gordon was terrible. I thought he was absolutely a liability. The ball just kept bouncing off him. His first touch is terrible. Please sort it out. I don't think he's had a good game since February, since we beat Arsenal away and then the League Cup. And so this is controversial, I would personally drop him. I would drop him, and I would put Joe Linton on the left. People forget Joe Linton played on the left for quite a while. I would stick him on the left and possibly, I don't really want to put Willock in. If Ramsey's fit, stick him back in, but I would possibly put Willock in at the minute, for the left side, or change the formation slightly and have the, Miley and Tonali in the middle and have Bruno somewhere else. But it needs to change. Gordon, to me, is offering absolutely nothing. Nothing. There was two times top when we were on a break, and his first touch, just let them get the ball off him. And I thought, oh, how weird, man. You're supposed to be a top player. Your touch has to be better than that. We've got some players who've got brilliant first touch. Tonali's first touch is majestic. Bruno's touch is very, very good. Trippier's first touch is very, very good. Work on it. It's not hard. Work on it. And I don't see why you shouldn't. That's your job. He comes across as a great lad, Anthony Gordon, dedicated to improving himself. Then work on your touch, because to be quite frank, it's about a 5 out of 10. And it's all well and good having the ball and first touch running 7 or 8 yards, and because you've got the pace, you can get past people. But against better opposition, I was proving yesterday, it ain't good enough. It is not good enough, and that needs to improve. So I thought it was very, very poor, and he offered nothing. So the ball keeps bouncing back and keeps coming back at us. So they hit us in waves. At times, I thought we were going to see it out. You remember the Chelsea game last year? When Liverpool was defended as a block and beat them. I thought it was going to be like that. And I thought we were going to hold out. But I felt like the voice of doom yesterday. I felt a right arse. Because as soon as Mourinho came on, I goes, oh, he's great in the air, mind you. 2 minutes later, he nuts it in. I mean, Botman should have done better, but it was a good header. Botman should have done better. And then, of course, last minute, everyone just looked at each other and we all thought, we know what's going to happen here. And, of course, Gabriel scored, who probably should have been sent off earlier on, by the way, for the Voldemort sort of elbow. He should have been off. Yes, it wasn't terrible. He didn't sort of knock him down to the ground like rollerball, but it was still bad enough to sort of, the intention was there. And I do not understand the purpose of VAR. It's an absolute waste of time. If you can disallow their penalty, dubious decision. I think it was just right, but I could see it going either way, and I wouldn't have any problem with it. Then they should have looked at that, and I didn't understand why they didn't look at it. And then to top it off, I thought the last minute we should have had a penalty. I really thought we should have had a penalty when Elanga got through. If a guy's sliding down the ground and sticking his arm up in the air, and let's be honest, when you dive, you don't dive with your arms down your side. You're not some sort of weirdo, but you do dive with your arms a little bit because you want to get balance, but you don't stick your arm up in the air.
Yeah.
So, like, really high up in the air. So I thought it was a penalty. It was
I agree.
I'm not saying that we deserved to win the game. That would be total, I'd take the rose glasses off. But I thought that we had the opportunity and possibly should have sneaked a draw. Undeservedly so, but we could have sneaked a draw out of it. And they should have had a red card, and that would have been a totally different game much earlier on. And I don't think we'd have lost the game at that point, may I add.
What did you make of Voldemort's comments after the game, where he said he was asked about the punch in the face, and he just said, "Oh, I don't agree with going down in those situations."
Yeah, I agree with him. I
was foreman said, I'm all for sportsmanship, mate. But at the end of the day, he goes down. Martinelli gets sent off. Martinelli doesn't score the winner.
Yeah, how many times though have we seen players? I mean, last year was it Brett Barrett and Diaz? He went down like he was punched by a heavyweight champion of the world. The way he went down was pathetic.
I agree with that.
Heads together, and it's embarrassing. I mean, could you imagine Stuart Pearce having gone down if he'd been elbowed in the face?
I completely get it. He just didn't make a meal of it. In fact, he just turned around and looked at him. It was like, to be honest, it was like something in the big market where somebody who's 6'8" gets punched by somebody 5'8", and then just turns around and goes, what are you doing? And that's not going to get a reaction from a referee.
It's not. It feels like cheating, though, doesn't it? It feels like you have to cheat to get the right decision, which is not wrong. You're stuck between the devil and the blue sea because you're going to get some commentators. People going, "Oh, well, that's not such and such, and that's wrong. What you're doing. This isn't, all the classic line of, oh, the game's gone. I hate that phrase. But you'd have got the game's gone. Look at that. He's gone down for that. Pathetic, blah, blah, blah. And they'd have slaughtered him for it. But it was a red card. It was a red card. How can they not see it? I don't understand it. So I thought the referee was atrocious yesterday. Absolutely.
Gillette, the best a man can get.
The worst a man can get. It was, I mean, there was a challenge on Tino before he went off, which was an appalling challenge as well.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it was a red card, but it was definitely a yellow card. And again, good luck to him, by the way. I mean, dear me, I felt so sorry to see him. And can I also comment as well?
He's got an MCL, apparently, not an ACL, which is what, I mean, we're pre-recording this on Monday, but that was the news coming out on Monday night, that it was an MCL, which is an MCL? Which isn't as bad. I couldn't tell you what the medical definition is. It's still a long layoff, whatever it is, but it's not an ACL. It's not an ACL.
I've had an ACL, hence the fact I'm due a knee replacement in the next 3 or 4 months. And in ACL, obviously, you're out for a year properly. Maybe it's not now, but
I think this is going to be at least a couple of months, if not longer, layoff. But it's not going to be 12 months. So
meniscus rings the bell for some reason, but I'm probably talking rubbish.
Yeah, I think it is. Yeah, Rob's in the background sticking his thumb up. So yeah, it's definitely meniscus.
So that's not as bad. That's nowhere near. If it's a meniscus tear, it's just literally not long at all. It's so we'll see. But either way, what really annoyed me watching, I was looking and we were all standing and clapping. I looked up at the Arsenal fans and there's a number of them waving them goodbye. I thought that was absolutely appalling behaviour. Because irrespective, we all stand up for whichever team it is, whoever's getting carried off. Nobody wants to see that, and we all stand up and give them a round of applause off the pitch, because we know how awful it is. Nobody wants to see anybody injured. So I thought that absolutely stank to high heaven. And on top of that, can I just add as well, how many Arsenal fans were in the home fan sections yesterday? There was loads of them. There's a number in the East stand. A number of them, you could tell they were not Newcastle United fans. It was so obvious they were Arsenal fans because they didn't get up and jump when we scored. Something's got to get done about this. It's not right. I was literally sat there and I was like thinking, I can see 2 or 3 people as were walking up and down that they were not Newcastle United fans. And as I say, it was obvious due to the fact that they didn't jump when we scored. It's just like...
I just want to clarify here, because Denise, who gave the description from one of the journalists, it's an MCL injury, the severity of which is unknown and will depend on the outcome of the scan. There's 2 types. Grade 1 is grade 1 MCL injury is known as a sprain. That will keep Livermento sidelined between 1 to 2 to 3 weeks, while a grade 2 issue would see the 22-year-old sidelined for 4 to 6 weeks. That's what the press were reporting on Monday night.
So I was thinking the second one, I think is what I've had as well on my other knee, which is like a little tear. So it's not terrible. It's just literally keyhole and all the rest of it. So before we'll go to a quick break and then look at the music, did Eddie get the subs wrong, do you think? I think the biggest blow to us, I guess, was when Tino went off. Everyone was waiting. We all knew Lewis Hall wasn't on the bench. So he was rested. The line coming out of St James's Park after the match was, it's game management. He played 2 games this week, so he was rested from the squad, which I just didn't think made sense at all. I didn't understand it at all. But in worst case, you could have put Kraft on and put Trippier on.
Why bring Lascelles on?
And Lascelles didn't do terrible, by the way, but I just didn't understand it. And it made no sense. But also, I didn't understand Joe Linton getting taken off.
No, it was crazy.
Because he holds it all together. So I didn't understand. I didn't understand that because he had not a bad game. I thought he was all right,
Maybe it was because he got booked.
Yeah, but
it's not unusual.
It's not. But you have to go with it. There were far worse challenges, by the way, that were absolutely overlooked in the game compared to what Joe Linton did for a booking. I couldn't believe some of the challenges that they were getting away with. As I say, I thought he was an appalling referee. But how many times do we keep saying this? It was just sickening. Can I also add one comment? Because this has to be looked at now, and I didn't know this until I read about this, that Newcastle have now conceded 9 times in the 90th minute plus since the last time they won a game and scored in the 90th minute plus. All right, and to turn it over and win. So that to me indicates that there's possibly some issue going on there and that they need to improve that, because that's a terrible statistic. So Yeah.
Good set
And what
piece.
he
If there's one positive to come from it, we scored a wonderful
did.
set piece goal.
And
And
it was a great
Voldemort,
goal.
it was,
Great
yeah.
goal. And again, so much for the guy who can't head a ball. It was a lovely header. And I'm sorry, Gabriel, that was pathetic the way he went down. It was terrible. I mean, he barely touched him. You know, you've got to have some sort of a teeny touch on the show. I'm sorry, but that's not enough. Like, that's awful. But yeah, great goal. Great celebration. He seems to be enjoying himself. And can I also add, for 60 minutes, I thought he was excellent. His hold-up play is brilliant. But again, as we keep saying, he's not a centre forward. And this is why I want to see the formation change. And I want to see Eddie Howe has to change it and have him as a 10.
Time for Pope to be rested and Ramsdale to come in, or is it too early to make that kind of call? He had a great game. He's a wonderful shot stopper, but let's face it, he gave away the point that Newcastle
He cost
didn't
us
deserve.
the game at the end, and I hate to see it because he was definitely my man of the match before the last 5 minutes of the game. His saves were unbelievable, but is he saving so much better than Ramsdale? I think it's probably marginal. I think he is a better shot stop. I'm not going to say otherwise. I don't think there's much in it. But Ramsdale's kicking and footwork is so much better. So much better. I just thought when he got the ball yesterday, right, sit on it for a minute. Just catch it and dive onto the ground like he had done a minute or two earlier. And just let the lads get up the pitch and walk it up the pitch. And he didn't. And he went for the quick win. At that point, I didn't see us getting a win anyway. So just hold on to the point. Sometimes you just have to sort of just use your brain, hold on for the point and take a point. If we'd got a point, we'd have been buzzing. Now we've had a really bad start of the season. I think if we'd got a point yesterday, and this sounds stupid, we'd have had a so-so start of the season. But now I think it's a poor start of the season. So,
okay, halfway through the show, time for the ads. A big thanks to all our sponsors, Skips and Bins. You can find them at their website, skipsandbins.com. Contact them at www.skipsandbins.com/contact. Say hello to low-cost waste disposal with pay-as-you-go and contract waste management. A big thanks to Mr. Vicky's Sauces, handmade in Cumbria. You can find them at their website, mrvickies.co.uk. Email info@mrvickies.co.uk or telephone 01768 210 102. Thanks to our fanzine sponsor, United Group Travel. There are no strangers on our tours, just friends you haven't met yet. 2 crew driver and courier, local family company, 3-star plus quality hotels and no interchanges. Hot and cold snacks and drinks available on the coach, all excursions included. Their website, unitedgrouptravel.com. Email beverly.ugtl@gmail.com. Telephone 01670 632 460 or 0791 666 4174. Just £30 per person deposit. Thanks to Media Arts for all the help with the technical side of things. And if you like listening to us as a podcast, you can go to Sports Social Podcast Network or to iTunes, Spotify, or other podcast providers. If you want to support the show, then hit the subscribe button. It's free. We do 7 shows a week. Hit the little thumb up under the video, which is the like button, or click share to share to your social media. You can also join the channel on YouTube by hitting the join button for as little as $1.99 a month. If you want to become an NUFC Matters member, you can go to nufcmatterspodcast.co.uk. It's a £25 one-off fee. You get your pen, you get your badge, a key ring, you get your beer mat and your fridge magnet and your membership card, nufcmatterspodcast.co.uk for that. And we have an event early next year, 13th of February 2026, an evening with Beardsley, Waddle and Gascoigne takes place at the Tyne Theatre and Opera House. To buy your tickets for that event, go to the box office 0191 243 1171 or Tyne Theatre and Opera House.uk. And don't forget, we also have our Christmas do, and Sid will be there spinning the discs, and we will also have a little acoustic set from our good friend Adam Henderson, who's launched his solo career. He will be giving a little bit of acoustic on the night. Warren Barton will be doing a talk in with Joe Allen, and tickets are £12. It is our Christmas do. All proceeds going to Age UK North Tyneside Dementia, and nufcmatterspodcast.co.uk, where to get your tickets. Couple for next year as well, if you're looking for Christmas presents for people. Peter Beardsley will be at the Irish Centre with Joe Allen in January, and those tickets will be going on a voucher, so keep an eye out for them. That'll be a nice Christmas present as well for people. And we've just announced this one. Great to have Supermac back on the show. Well, now he's going to do a talk in for the dementia charity as well, and that will be in January as well. So you've got plenty to choose from after Christmas. A couple of ideas for Christmas presents. They always do well. The Superman Gibbo one will also be going on voucher, so keep an eye out for that one as well. I'll drop the links in when we can. And a blatant plug for a book which we're doing, 200 limited edition copies of The Promoter and the Photographer will be released in November. These are £10. It's written by me and Singe, the photographer. We are not making any money off this. We are also donating all of our money off this to Age UK North Tyneside Dementia. A page from me, a page from Andy, some great behind-the-scenes stories from some of these infamous and famous people, and a photograph, an unseen black and white photograph. It's going to be fancy in style, but it's a tenner. And as I say, all proceeds going to Age UK North Tyneside after the printing bill has been paid. 200 limited edition. And I think we're probably going to do a talk about that at the Christmas do. So get yourself onto the website, get your copies so you can bring them along and get them signed off Singe. If I sign them, it'll just diminish in price. Okay, time for Rob. And it's Rob to give us our little music section. How are you, mate?
I'm feeling very nostalgic. How are you both?
Good to see you, Rob.
You must be feeling nostalgic over this. It's the album you're not reviewing. Bottom artist's name. What is it? The Mackham? I can't believe it, Rob.
The surname is Mackham. Yeah. Real album.
The girls won't leave the boys alone, dressed like that. Anyway. Unbelievable, Jeff. Right. Let's crack on with the album.
Okay, so there's a bit of a build-up before I get into the album. So, Steve, if you could please there's a still up from inside a nightclub.
Oh, okay. I think it's... Oh, no, is that the nightclub?
That's the one, yes. So, that's that. So, if you can take that off, and that's just showing my next item. 1984. This was released. It's in Batley. It's called the Exclusive Club. They had an idea to film it. £2. There's 20 existed. Film an alternative club. That was it. Simple as that. It got leaked on Facebook. There's now a yearly event of it. So I'm building up to the album review. But Exclusive Club, spelled like that. Me and Rachel are going to go down next year and have a look at it.
Batley as in Leeds.
Yeah, Batley, yeah. This is our weekend viewing, okay? So the band as well, they supported this band, Sisters of Mercy, obviously got the name from a Leonard Cohen song. This is Sisters at York Racecourse, 1984 as well. So this band I'm reviewing also supported. So again, nostalgia. So I was looking through photos. It's me, 1986.
Brilliant.
This one is, I love this one. I'm at the very back of my head down, opening a can of Red Stripe, okay? That was in Princess Street Gardens, 1987. There used to be every summer a Goths and Punks picnic until what we would call the green side of Edinburgh decided to cause a lot of trouble. So we got moved because we were the alternatives. So then we went to the Commonwealth Pool every year, and it was called Punks and Trunks. We got banned from then because the kids and families couldn't go. Then we took generators to Crammon Island, and you had to stay there. So we put our own bands on and music ourselves because the tide was coming in, and it wasn't an island. So it really brought happy memories back for me. But the Exclusive Club, if you watch it, that's from a nightclub. I mean, there's like Susie the Banshees, Echo and the Bunnymen, stuff like that, which brings me to thank you very much to Dunston Mag. It's we're going to Echo and the Bunnymen. A ticket from '87, and we're going Ocean Rain. So yeah, it was, to me, it brought back a lot of nostalgia. I hadn't heard it since, I was a teenager. And this was 1984, same year, the Exclusive Club. Honestly, guys, YouTube Exclusive Club, it's called The Height of Golf, Batley. It's basically filming the night out. So if you want a night out in, watch it. It's amazing. So I see Echo the Bunnymen sort of like alternative student, sort of progressive new wave sort of thing, but a lot of goths got into the scene. That, it was just a new movement at the time for us. I had 3 singles: The Killing Moon, Silver, and Seven Seas. The name's simply made up. I think it was a friend Ian McCulloch. It's just a made up name, and it did. I was in the record shop today, and I was speaking to the guy Gary in there, and I said to him, I said, "Do you remember the young ones when Rick Mail?" He goes, "I'm going to write to the lead singer of Echo and the Bunnymen," and he just started writing Dear Mr. Echo to complain about something. The older people will maybe remember that. I'm not sure.
I do, yeah.
Yeah, I remember it. Yeah, Dear Mr. Echo. Formed in Liverpool, 1978. So it opens with Silver. It's an acoustic opening, quite orchestra section. Will's guitar solo in this song is absolutely outstanding, really, really amazing. I found Echo and the Bunnymen at the time quite difficult to listen to. They're sort of like Teardrop Explodes sort of thing. And, you were sort of like, what direction do you go in with certain bands, alternative underground bands as they were called back then? But good song, good opener, really, really good production on this. Again, the lyrics, Ian McCulloch's vocals are just, they're a constant. Then you've got Nocturnal Me, best song on the album. For me, it's sort of similar guitar intro as Above. It's definitely more darker, more atmospheric. Nice timpani tiger drums on this as well that I really like in the background. Quite unusual, unless you listen to Creatures by Susie Sue and Budgie. And this was also on Stranger Things as well. Really good tune, quite interesting. I like it. My song on the album for me. Then you've got Crystal Days. Very, very Smiths sounding for me. This is, again, to me, more indie, but indie hadn't happened at this point. So, it's quite a hopeful song. It's quite a bright song for quite a dark album, I think. It's quite uplifting, quite upbeat. That, again, the song Nocturnal Me is the favourite one for me. Again, there's a really, really, really nice section after the first verse on this song, Crystal Days. Really different, really unusual. It just sort of caught me. Then you've got the Yo-Yo Man, nice brushwork on the snare. The opening again, sort of very similar to Crystal Days. It's sort of got quite a Celtic feel. It's more creative, more experimental, and it reminds me of sort of like the Mission's debut single, where the first official chart single after Serpent's Kiss would be Stay With Me, 86. It's got like that feel to it. So it's got like a waltz feel to it. Really, really good song. I liked it. Then you've got Thorn of Crowns, brilliant opening again. It's got a quite Eastern feel to this. To me, The Doors meets Bauhaus on this one for me, 100%. And it's definitely there. Then you've got The Killing Moon. I can't say the word dance floor because it was never ever called that. I would say, I'm getting up. So yeah, it was an alternative 80s classic. It was 40 years ago. But again, me looking at these pictures, time flies. I've never changed my opinion and who I am. What I like and what I know and what I love, my passions are. It's the originality of Bunnymen on this song. It's just played to hear on this song as well. Just they were taking their opportunities and just that's being creative. That's what they like. A lot of bands were doing it at the time, and again, and this is going to side B. It's so glad the 80s. I grew up listening to the alternative 80s. It's just unbelievable. You got Seven Seas, brilliant guitar, very melodic, really, really, really good bass runs in this that drives it. If you like the Stone Roses, She Bangs the Drums, you will love Seven Seas. That's all I can say. It's very, very influenced. And I'm well aware that the Stone Roses were pretty much a goth band before they were the Stone Roses. So were the Beloved, when there was about 7 members of them, Steve Waddington, John Marsh. They were pretty dark gothy before they became what they were. So was Culture Club. There's a lot of bands like that, and then they took the poppy route. Then you've got My Kingdom. brushwork drummer again. There's not much drumming on this album, but it does what's needed on it. It doesn't need to be any more on this. Really lovely texture and guitar work, like Daniel Ash from Bauhaus, Love and Rockets, Tones on Tail. Brilliant, really, really nice tremolo arm parts on this as well, which is only used once on this one song. Again, Ian McCulloch, the vocals are just consistent on it. Brilliant on all tracks. I've not mentioned Ian McCulloch's vocals much on this because for me, it's all about the atmosphere, the creation of the atmosphere. That's all it's ever been about. Or we get called all that weirdo stuff. It's all about the atmosphere. But the vocals are just a constant backdrop to the atmosphere. That's just how it is and how it was. And you've got the final song, unfortunately, is called Ocean Rain. Last track, really haunting, really moody. To me, Leonard Cohen meets Bono or Paul Hewson. It's beautiful. It's really, really good song. Very, very atmospheric again. It is one of those, put it on in the background, do what you're doing, and just sit and daydream. It's one of those songs. But I've absolutely thoroughly enjoyed listening to this again. Like I say, I haven't listened to it since I was a student, mid-80s, and they were pretty difficult to listen to. We were at the time trying to get into different bands and what we liked and what the alternative scene was like and the underground scene. And yeah, it was absolutely, I really, really loved it. So thank you very much, Dunston Mags. And next week, Marcus, got a little clue for you. 81, 82, 83, 84. Said you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. For me, this album backwards is my best period. And there is clues behind me. I deliberately put clues behind me.
Wonderful stuff. We've only got 10 minutes left, so I want to crack on with you, Sid. You get into yours now. What are you reviewing for this week?
I'll whiz through this in super speed version. So I've gone with the classic Paul McCartney and Wings album, Band on the Run, which is absolutely superb. McCartney decided to record this in Lagos, in Nigeria, for some weird reason. I have no idea. He wanted to do something a little bit exotic, I think he said. But whilst they were over there, they were held at knife point, I think it was. They had the demos stolen, the lyrics stolen. And there was only 3 of them at this point because the guitarist and the drummer quit. So McCartney literally plays every instrument apart from Denny Lane playing a little bit of rhythm guitar. So it starts off superb. There's the 3 of them. Starts off with the great Band on the Run song. This lovely sort of acoustic thing, and then it kicks into just a big, big chorus. It's fantastic. Yeah. I mean, it sounds going to sound stupid because I'm going to say it's very Beatlesy. Of course it is. But it is brilliant. It's a super opener. And then you think, well, it can't get any better than that. And then Jet comes on, which is even better. And Jet was one of those songs that when I was a little kid, me and my brother Sean, we used to play this all the time. It was on Apple, if I remember rightly, as well. And Jet's named after his dog, I believe, although there are reports that it's a horse as well, but I think it's his dog. But also has references to the suffragette movement, so the lyrics are all over the place on it. But it's just super, super catchy, and it's a proper banger. My youngest daughter absolutely loves that song. Third, we've got Bluebird, beautiful song, really sort of lush harmonies on it. Linda McCartney's backing vocals are excellent on this track, by the way. She gets a lot of grief, or got a lot of grief sometimes for her singing, but she's actually really good on this. Harmonies are spot on, lovely rhythm, really just beautiful. It's almost like being in a field listening to the song. It's fantastic on a hot sunny day. Mrs. Vanderbilt, very catchy with a hey-ho thing, very Beatlesy again. Could have been on the White Album, this sort of song. It's been sampled a bit. It's got all sorts. It's got like a Eurovision vibe to it. It's got like a music hall sort of sound to it as well. It's just very, very catchy. Just a really great song. Next, we got Let Me Roll With It, which is very John Lennon in terms of the guitar sound. It sounds like that Cold Turkey type of guitar sound. But again, it really kicks in. It's got a great groove. McCartney's guitar playing on it's excellent. I absolutely love that song. Seen him do it as well live. He was just brilliant. Mamouna is written in Marrakesh, inspired by the Hotel Mamouna, which they stayed in at the time. Just means safe haven. And it's apparently it's a metaphor for rebirth, but it's just a beautiful float away song. We've then got No Words, written by Denny Lane. Similar feel to a George Harrison type of song, oddly, but it works really, really well. Picasso's Last Words. It's been sampled a number of times, and all three of them sing on this. It's almost like a Faces type of song in a weird sort of way, but really good. And then the best track on the album is the last track, 1985. It's brilliant. About love, future love, how you can't compare one, the past to the present. I love the keys on it. McCartney's bass is brilliant. The orchestration by Tony Visconti is superb.
Yeah.
We did a post-Beatles top 10 songs, and that's my favourite post-Beatles song, 1985. And he does it when you see him. I saw him 10 years ago. He was on for 3 hours, and he was breathtaking. So that's that. I'm not going to bother with the film, Steve, just because of time. But yeah, brilliant. Band on the Run. What an album. It's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Is it his best? Not sure. I love Ram as well, but it is fantastic.
We shall keep the film for next week. Rob, thanks very much, mate. Sorry we're a little bit pushed on time for this episode, but thanks. We'll see you next week, pal. Take care.
Take care, mate. Look after yourself.
Great stuff. Just time for quick predictions. 2 games to look ahead to, Sid. Union SG in the Champions League away in Belgium on Wednesday evening. And then Nottingham Forest come to St James's Park in another home game in the Premier League. The Elliot Anderson or the Anthony Elanga and Chris Wood derby, whatever you want to call it.
Did you see the sitter Chris Wood missed against Sunderland the other day? Honestly,
he won't miss that on Sunday. You can guarantee that.
Absolutely
He's scoring it in James's Park, just not in a black and white shirt.
Absolutely not.
Predictions.
I think we'll win on Wednesday. I'm confident about Wednesday, funnily enough, much more than I am about the home game. And I'm going to go 3-0. I'm going to go 3-0. I'm really confident. I think Howe will have actually got into them a little bit. Mm-hmm. I think they'll be all up for it, all action. I think Elanga will probably start instead of Murphy this time round. I hope he goes 4 at the back and not blooming 5 and have Lewis Hall on the left. I think he will. Sunday, it's a different kettle of fish. I'm debating whether to go get beat 2-1 or go 2-2. I don't see us winning. I just don't see us winning. I'm that sick after yesterday. I can't see us winning at home. I'm going to go 2-2. I think I'm going to go for a draw. I'll be as optimistic as I can be at the minute. I'll go 2-2. Yeah.
Okay, mate. Great stuff. Thanks as always. Look forward to seeing you next week. I hope you're wrong about Sunday, and I know you do too. Take care, mate. Thanks again.
Take care, folks. Bye-bye.